Hey, how's it going? This is Amy. Welcome back. If you're new, welcome to. This is Book Talk, and it's Monday. And I hope we have a better Monday than I'm starting out. This is the third time I've tried to do this video, and I am getting pretty damn frustrated. Uh, yeah, I thought it went well. I did it a minute ago. Went to edit. Sound went off halfway through. So I'll be watching my sound digitizer through this to make sure sound, because I think that was a problem with the first one, was the sound. So I hope it's not a technical need to get something new. I don't want to do that. Anyway, here we go. If I sound a little rushed, it's because I'm afraid the sound is going to go out. Here's this is see, January TBR 2026. Let's do this. Okay, so I already finished 2 books in January, which was The Butcher by Jennifer Hillier. Really, really liked that. That was like so far it's been my best book. And that was last week I finished. This I just finished the other day. Leave No Trace by Joe Callahan. It's the number 2 in the Cat and Lock series. It's a British English female detective police I think she's a DCI. Anyway, and she's working with a AI detective. And so it's like so in the first one, they introduce this AI detective. This is the whole premise of it's a 4-book series. There's only going to be 4 books, I've heard. The 4th book is out. I seen it was out in May. So I've ordered the 3rd one because I can't. It was cheaper to get it through Blackwell's, which is a UK book people. And they ship free to the US. So, yay. So I ordered the 3rd one. The first 2 I just read from my library. The library doesn't have any. Obviously this 3rd one, but yeah, I'm really liking the series. I've heard it gets better and better. So this one definitely. The second one, the first one dealt with cold cases, and this one actually dealt with a live current murder investigation. And you're getting a little bit more, I think, in depth for the AI detective guy Locke. So I did enjoy this one more than I enjoyed the first one, but I really like the first one. So I'm waiting for the 3rd one. Should be shipped on the 15th, and so I'll probably get it near the end of the month. Anyway, that's Human Remains is the 3rd one, and it's by Joe Callahan. So those ones I've already cleared off, The Butcher and the Leave No Trace for January. I am working on this one. I just started yesterday. The other day. Breathe In, Bleed Out by Brian McAuley. It's a horror. It's not that big. It's under 300 pages. I'm really liking this one. It's about the main character's Hannah, and it's supposed to be like I don't know if it's slasher or just killer. I say slasher. This is a mysterious killer starts picking off retreat attendees in increasingly gruesome ways. So I would say slasher, but this Hannah and her friends go to this like yoga retreat out in the middle of the desert in Joshua Tree in California, and there's no electric, no Wi-Fi, so you know something is going to start happening out there with that. So they all have some trauma that gets revealed. She has at the beginning it talks about what happened to her. She was on a wilderness camping trip with her fiance and something happened to him. It's not a spoiler, it happens at the beginning and it says on the back. He is killed, dies, whatever, and she just makes it out alive herself. It doesn't say what killed him, how he died. He just is dead, and she's seeing his ghost and all this traumatic stuff going on. Anyway, and she's a resident at a hospital, but she's put on leave because of an incident that happens at the hospital. And so she decides to go on this retreat with her friends out to this desert, to this yoga retreat thing, and all hell's gonna break loose because it's a horror. So yeah. So far I'm liking it. I've heard a lot of good things about it. Some people It's not their thing, but that's okay. So this is the third book I'm reading. This is number 3 for January. And I've been reading this one. It's a nonfiction since I think November. It's short, but I just read a little bit here and there, but I hope I finish it this month. If I don't, definitely February, because I only have a little bit left to go. But this is Lethal Passage: The Story of a Gun by Eric Larson. I do like Eric Larson's writing. This is nonfiction. I've read a couple of his nonfiction books, and this is about story of a gun. And so it starts out this kid, this teenager, takes this gun to school. This is a Cobra M11-9. Um, it says, it's a true story, obviously. It says a devastating book begins with an account of a crime that is now almost commonplace. On December 16th, 1988, 16-year-old Nicholas Elliott walked into his Virginia high school with a Cobra M11-9 and several hundred rounds of ammunition tucked in his backpack. By the day's end, he had killed one teacher and severely wounded another. So it's a story about how this gun and then also it's about like the gun control debate, um, and the sides of the gun sellers, the lawmakers, the gun makers, just purchasers in general, all sides with that. So that's that. Okay. So now there's 3 books I'll call a bonus, and then there is 4 more books on my TBR for January, and then the bonus ones will just be if I get to those, then I'll work on those. But those will probably roll over the 3 we'll have in February also. A little February preview. Okay, so this one I've been wanting. So for this year, I want on my TBR put one classic lit fic and one nonfiction on my TBR each month. And so for the classic one, I have The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton, which I've seen this movie like a bunch of times. And I think I vaguely remember reading this in high school as a class read. We didn't need to take it home individually. We read it in class. Um, I think I did that, but I just don't remember it very well. So I wanted to read it again because I really like the movie and I like the idea of it. It's about these two. If you don't know, these two. It's about friendship and belonging. But it's about the main character, Ponyboy, and he has a best friend, Johnny. They're about 14, 15 years old, and Ponyboy's parents died, and he's being raised by his 2 brothers. One is Soda Pop, and the other one is Derry. Now, in the movie, Ponyboy is played by C. Thomas Howell, and Derry is played by Patrick Swayze, and Soda Pop is played by none other than Rob Lowe. And then there's their friend Two Bit, who is Emilio Estevez in the movie. And then, of course, the other people in the movie were Diane Lane, um, um, Leif Garrett had a role, Matt Damon had a role, Tom Cruise was in it. Um, gosh, I know there's somebody I'm missing, but yeah. And Ralph Macchio played the friend Johnny, and so it was just a good coming of age story. It's based in the '60s, I believe, and it's just these two groups basically. There's the Greasers, which is a Pony Boy and his side, and then there's the Socias, which is the other side, and so both these groups live on different opposite of the track. One lives on the wrong side of the track and the other one lives on supposedly the right side of the track. But the socials have more money. They rich considering the greasers. Um, I would say we would call them yuppies now, and then the greasers just poorer. They got their leather jackets and their hair greased back, and that's where they get the greasers. But yeah. So if you haven't seen the movie, it was absolute great movie. I believe Francis Ford Coppola directed that, and I just love that movie. So I'm sure I'm going to really love the book. But yeah, and I have this on audio, so it's 5 hours on the audio. I might start listening to that today because I have some cleaning of my office and room and desks to do, and putting away the last of the Christmas decorations. I know I put it up late, so I left it late. Anyway, there's that. And then there's Ask for Andrea by Noelle W. Illier, which I read Such Quiet Girls. That was the first one of hers I read, and I really liked it. And so I heard about this one, and I thought that sounds really great. So this is about three women who have been murdered by the same man. And so this man masqueraded as an eligible bachelor. He was like the nice guy, had charm, a good smile, and then on the first dates, he kills them. So he thinks he's gotten away with it three times. But the hook with this is these are dead, but not necessarily gone. So there are apparently ghosts of Megan, Bracia, and Sky. I don't know how to pronounce Bracia. I'm saying that that's what it is. If I had the audio, I probably would know. And Sky. So it might be dead, but they're not gone. They found each other and they won't rest until they find a way to stop him. So they're trying to stop this guy before he kills another girl. And yeah, they're dead. Um, let's see. So that one sounds fascinating. Um, yeah. So there's that one, and that's not very long either. So the Outsiders and Ask for Andrea, I think that's gonna be quick reads because it's not too big. And then the other two I have actually have two nonfiction because one I have started, but I haven't really made a lot of progress. So I don't know if I don't know that I'll be able to check it back out again. I might have to turn it back in and get it back out later, but it's Murderland, Crime and Bloodlust in the Time of Serial Killers by Carolyn Fraser. It's nonfiction about basically environmental factors that possibly have played into the fact that these serial killers and violent criminals have lived or grown up in this Pacific Northwest area that was known for um, smelters that sickened and blighted millions of lives. It was, what did they say it was? Copper. This is Tacoma, in the Tacoma, Washington, Tacoma area. It says Ted Bundy's Tacoma stood one of the most poisonous lead, copper, and arsenic smelters in the world, but it was hardly unique in the West. As Fraser's investigation inexorably proceeds, evidence mounts that the plumes of these smelters not only sickened and blighted millions of lives, but also warped young minds, including some who grew up to become serial killers. So her thesis is she thinks that there's these environmental factors that affected these people, and for some reason they came out and became these violent criminals. In addition to whatever else in their DNA or whatever life growing up, but that's her theory, and she's sticking to it. So that sounded interesting to me, and I wanted to read about that. And then this one, I had watched the 300. It's been a while since I watched it, but I've watched it several times. The movie 300. And I was always curious to hear more about Xerxes. And so I found this book, Xerxes, A Persian Life by Richard Stoneman, nonfiction. So I wanted to read a little bit about the real Xerxes and his life. And so this isn't that big a book. I think it's under 300 pages. Actually, it's under 200 pages because not counting the notes and the bibliography and yeah, it's under 200 pages. So it's not that big. So I was curious about that. So I got that book. And so I have two nonfictions and a classic this month. And then, let me fix this. And then for the bonus, um, my bonuses, because I don't know. I mean, the clock's ticking on January, right? So I found this one. Well, I put this book on hold. I wasn't sure why I put it on hold when I seen it was ready, where I heard it from. I had never got anything from this author before either. So the only thing I could think of, I seen it from a book. I heard about it from a booktuber, and because it is a detective, um, I guess a series because this is book one, a female detective. I sounded interesting to me, and I had no recollection of what it was about. So I picked it up. I was like, okay, it's a short book. And this is Snow Creek by Greg Olson. And it is the book one in the Detective Megan Carpenter series. So it sounded interesting. It was about a detective, Megan Carpenter, who's no stranger to evil. Escaping the horrors of her old life, she joins a small police force in Jefferson County, Port Townsend. I think it's supposed to be in, I don't know if it's Washington. I don't know what state it is. Anyway, determined to get every victim of a crime the justice they deserve. So when Ruth Turner walks into the sheriff's office claiming that her sister Ida Watson has been missing for over a month, Megan's instincts tells her that she needs to do more than just file a report. Arriving at a secluded farmhouse in the hills above Snow Creek, she finds Ida's teenage children alone and frightened. Then a few days later, close to the Watsons' home, the blackened body of a woman is discovered in an abandoned pickup truck. Megan must unravel the disturbing secret of the isolated Snow Creek community if she is to catch the killer, but Megan has dark secrets of her own too. So I know that interests me now, so that's why I did it. And it's short. It's like 266 pages, and it's book one. So I'm starting yet another series. But yeah, so I haven't read anything by this author before. So it's a thriller. And this one I've heard about and I've been wanting to read it. I was going to read it this summer because I have two other books I read this summer, fall about amusement park thrillers. And this one's called Wonderland by Jennifer Hillier. And I just read The Butcher by Jennifer Hillier. Really love The Butcher. So I thought I'm going to give her another shot with another one that I've been wanting to read. It's The Wonderland. And it's about an amusement park in the Pacific Northwest. I don't know. I have a theme of Pacific Northwest, I think, going on for January. And so there is a detective, Vanessa Castro's first day as deputy police chief of Seaside, Washington, is off to a bang. The unidentifiable homeless man rotting inside the tiny town's main tourist attraction is strange enough, but now a teenage employee has disappeared. Not only that, clues lead Vanessa into a mysterious web of a missing persons case that goes back decades. She moved to Seaside to escape her own scandalous past, but she has brought her family to the center of an insidious killer's twisted game. So, in this amusement park, there's a clown museum. And I'm just saying, the clown museum and amusement park says there's might contain a lot more than just wax figures. I'm like, I don't want to be anywhere close to a clown museum. I'm not a fan of clowns. I've not been a fan of clowns for a while. As a kid, I like clowns. I don't know why, because now that I think about it as an adult, clowns, it's strange. They're strange. They're strange. I would not give my kid I don't have any kids, but if I did, we're not having a clown party. No, because I think there'd probably be too many adults there wanting to kill the clown. But yeah, and don't bring a red balloon. Don't even do it if you're a clown and you want to be funny. If you know, you know. If you don't, just let it go. But yeah, so this last one in this bonus section is The Perfect Child by Lucinda Berry. I just was looking for I finished Saving Noah just recently, and I wanted another Lucinda Berry, so I heard about this one. It sounded really good. It's a regular size. And this is about a married couple, a surgeon and a nurse, who says all that's missing is a child. And it says when Janie, an abandoned 6-year-old, turns up at the hospital, Christopher forms an instant connection with her, and he convinces Hannah that they should take her home as their own. Well, yeah, it sounds good, right? Sounds like a nice little drama, hallmarky, but it's not. It's a thriller, and this is Lucinda Berry, and there's something deeply going to be disturbing about something in this story. It says, but Janie is no ordinary child. Her damaged psyche proves to be more than her new parents were expecting. Janie is fiercely devoted to Christopher, but she acts out increasingly disturbing ways, directing all her rage at Hannah. So it's the kids attached to the father and doesn't like the mother problem. And so it's going to cause problems between the husband and wife, and then the wife Hannah apparently is telling Christopher that he's being manipulated, he's not believing her, and all this stuff, and then there's going to be a big explosion probably at the end. The truth behind Janie's past may be enough to push them all over the edge. Thank you, Lucinda, because I really like her. I really like Saving Noah. This sounds really good, so I'm here for it. And that is that, my friends. So this is Monday. We did a book talk on Monday. Um, I like to get a couple of book Talk YouTube videos this week, but we'll see. I still have my 26 books to read in 2026. I don't think I did that video. I know I did my goals for 2026, so I think the next video I'm going to do my 26 books I want to read in 2026. I didn't get through all my 25 books in 2025, but it's a new year, a fresh start, and we're going to shoot for the stars. Okay. Well, thanks for coming by. Nice seeing you again today, and we'll see you later this week. Hopefully, cross your fingers. You root for my Bears. Bears are playing on, I think, Saturday. Playing my dad's team. My dad's team's the Rams. Sorry, Dad. He's gonna lose. But yeah, I'm picking the Bears to go to the Super Bowl. It'll be. It's been a while. I think it was the early 2000s. I want to say 2005. I'm not sure. The Bears, they played the Colts and they lost. But before that, we went to the Super Bowl, and it was the 85 Bears. We played the Super Bowl in 86 and we won. And that's the last Super Bowl we won. So we have high hopes. High hopes for the Bears. The Bears. Yeah, that's my team. Anyway, have a good one. Have a good rest of your week. And I hope Monday fares well for everyone, or has fared well if you see this at night. Just think that if it's not fared well, then Monday's over and we're just rolling towards the weekend. So see you back here next time. Thanks.